summer, and they had him out licked off. I'm constructed.
Hey, peace, love, and light.
I'm like the one thing that would be a yeah, well, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. So,
welcome back. Welcome back. I feel like we ain't seen y'all in a while.
Yeah, you man. You know, definitely. Just definitely looking forward to another. Very looking forward for another In Tune show.
Yes.
Oh man, we got some very special people coming in. Right, yeah. Right. But we do want to make sure that we definitely give special thanks to the city of Flint for always supporting the effort that we are contributing doing. Absolutely. For supporting the Black Lives, Fli-City Blackout broadcast. Yeah. Just being a progress, actually being a platform for Black voices, but then also kind of talk about different situations in the community. Right. So what we looking like? How your day going?
My day was actually going good. Yeah, actually going good. No complaints. It don't do no good no way. It really don't. It don't do no good no way. But it's actually good. Been a good day. It's nice outside. It's still sunshine. It's still sunshine. You know, I like the heat. I'm not ready for it to get cold, so you know how I am. Yeah.
I'm definitely, appreciative of the weather. It's been warm. Mm-hmm. And, I never complain about it. Right. I just got this AC unit in the house, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I've been going in that house for 3 years where I had an AC. Yeah. Man, I don't know what was wrong with me. My mother came over there the other day, and she was like, man, why is this house so hot? And, and I didn't even think too much about it. I think we tropical people. So, yep. I don't stand the heat. But, I could not breathe in there this year. Yeah. So I finally broke down and got a unit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now you feeling all easy breathing?
I ain't gonna hold you. It do feel good.
Man, listen.
I didn't know what I was missing.
Until you don't never miss your water until you wear it with dry. Huh?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was definitely a highlight.
Heck yeah.
For the week at the house.
Yeah. Now you'll never go backwards now. So you'll always have, you won't go backwards. Yeah. You ain't gonna know how to act without it now.
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure people, comfortable, right. when they come through.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So, mother being one of them. Yeah, we gotta make sure mama all right.
Big shout out to her.
Shout out to mother.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And other than that, we've been definitely kind of working through the city. Yeah. There's been a number of different situations taking place. Yeah. Whether we know it or not, right? Right. What updates we got going on in the city?
So we definitely want to send our condolences out to the 3-year-old that got shot last night over on Damon. Yeah, 3-year-old got shot last night on Damon. However, there's nothing. Nobody saying anything. Nobody know nothing according to them. So a private vehicle brought the baby in, and
a private vehicle.
Yeah, just the parents, somebody, whomever. They're not really saying who. Just brought the vehicle. They didn't even call the police or the ambulance or anything. They brought the baby in and shot 3 years old. What? So yeah, just crazy. Yeah, on Damon last night. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing, y'all. We gotta do better. It's just it's so just crazy and out of hand, and now they're just getting younger and younger, and to hear about a 3-year-old, Jesus, it's crazy.
That sounds kind of so.
Yeah, so, they believe that it may have been a drive-by. That's what being said in the news. No clue.
So there was a killing of how old was the baby?
I don't think he's dead. Okay. But he was shot. 3-year-old. I don't know if it was a girl or boy. It just said a 3-year-old child.
So a 3-year-old was shot last night on Damon. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes.
And so they brought him to the hospital and.
Yeah. And they're not saying anything. They're not saying about a suspect or nothing. They're not saying anything. So nobody has anything. So the police are just looking for information from somebody. Point of information.
Don't that sound kind of crazy though?
It does. It absolutely does. But I mean, what are we gonna do? We gotta do better as people. That's a baby. Listen, I done came up in that era, the no snitching and everything like that. But there's a point in time where it's not really called snitching. It's just keeping your community and your people safe, right?
Yeah. That's what it comes down
at that point.
I think, you know, when we definitely look at it, we don't need to be looking, you know, when we was out there, you know, children, women and children was off limits, right? You know
And elderly.
And elderly, right? When you had an issue, you dealt with those that was involved specifically. Mm-hmm. And like I don't understand like how this even taking place, and you know, small children are dying, and you know that ain't no code of honor. So I don't know.
It's not.
I don't know where we at with that.
It's not.
That's tragedy though.
It is.
I'm kind of blew back by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so I heard
no information.
No information. No. They're looking for somebody to step up with some information. So as of this morning, when I had gotten, you know, I'm up early, super early, and so upon hearing that, I'm just like, oh, you know, I looked up, you know, researched it a little more later before now, and there's no information. So I don't know.
We got to do better than that. Definitely. You know, in this city of Flint that we live in, we always talking about, you know, progressing and being a robust community and really like looking what we can do to go ahead and be better than where we are and how we function. And one thing for sure, man, we got to get our situations together out in the streets. I know stuff be going on, right? Stuff be happening, and you know, it be going that way. But we got to be looking at it from the standpoint of not putting people in jeopardy. Right. Like women, children, you know, that's just like really ridiculous when that stuff happen like that and don't nobody know what's going on. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Right. And I understand, you know, anybody saying nothing, but we got to do better as people. Yeah. That ain't gonna fly for too long.
And I don't know. You know, we just had you know, it was the thing. You know, you don't do that stuff where you live at. You don't do where you sleep at, right? Right? So, you know, bringing that stuff and where that stuff just coming to your house, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'll just be so lost about it. I don't understand. It's just crazy. And we definitely have to do better. I mean, I'm not really sure, like, what is going on. I'm like, everybody is just like, they have no morals, no anything. It's just like, everybody is numb to everything, right? So it's easy to go out to kill. It's easy to do this. It's way too easy. And nobody feels a way about it. It's just whatever.
Well, I think
they're not scared of nothing. It's crazy.
I think now is the time when we say, like, you know, those are the things that we will not accept. We won't accept that in the community. We won't even allow, you know, women or children not to see, you know, them grow up and be attending school, going to college, and have a successful career because the nonsense that's going on around in the neighborhoods. And y'all boys got to keep that under wraps, and y'all got to keep that together. And it really hinders the progress and the stuff that other groups are trying to do. You know, so even when we talk about Black Lives Matter, man, that's, you know, it's a component of it, of saying, like, you know, we got to be dealing with ourselves. Mm-hmm. We have to be doing the work that's going to build natural relationships. We value one another. We ain't trying to kill each other. Right. We respecting the elders, right? We supporting the leadership that's in place that's really holding down the constituents. You know, everybody has a process and play a role in the community, and I think, you know, we have to get ourselves back on track, and that's the us thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, in, you know, a little more worldly news, Texas is going nuts.
Texas is always going nuts.
And listen, I just don't understand where the leadership is at in Texas, right? So we just had the whole issue where, you know, they are determined, they are hell bent on telling us how history's supposed to go. They are just gonna make that shit up on the fly. They're gonna decide what you put in there, what you can't put in there, right?
Right.
So that's where we have to do better in educating our children, right? We have to take that upon ourselves. We should have been doing that, but even more now, right? So now they just passed the abortion law, and 6 weeks. You got the 6 weeks to decide if you want to get rid of this baby or not. Because you don't really, you know, it's 4 weeks before you miss your period.
You don't never know.
4 weeks before you miss your period. But what happens if you are irregular and you have irregular periods, right? Mm-hmm. Then you don't know. So by that time, so what they're saying is that it is, so it is there. If cardiac activity is detected, then you can't have the abortion, right? Mm-hmm. However, cardiac activity from an ultrasound is just electricity, right? At that point, the ventricles and stuff are not even formed, so it's really not a heartbeat. See, it's the verbiage that's gonna kill everybody. So then, on top of that, they have I wrote it down too. Hold on. They have an exception. They don't have an exception for like rape or incest. They don't care if you've been raped or it's incest. They don't care. You having that baby, you're gonna have to go somewhere else to get this abortion, right? Right. So you can't get an abortion if it's and then it's also so if the hang on. So if they have if it endangers the mother's life or leads to a substantial or irreversible impairment of a major bodily function, then you can have an abortion. But the language doesn't cover every instance where a woman's life or health may be in danger.
See, but that's the thing, really kind of getting, kind of overstepping boundaries. I think, that's the thing where, women should have the opportunity to really kind of say, like, this is what I want to do, and this is what I plan to do, or this is a decision I make, no matter what the time period is, because she is the one kind of carrying that load.
Yeah.
And definitely talk it over with the father, too, right? You know what I mean? I know a lot of times you lead a woman to the decision because of their body, for sure.
Yeah.
But you should let that person, other half, chime in on it as well.
Right. So the heartbeat is what is it called? It's called a heartbeat law or something like that. It's because Bada said Texas and we're next. So in Ohio, Georgia, I want to say like Utah or Minnesota, something like that, but I know for sure in Ohio and Georgia, the heartbeat law is a thing, right? So if it has a heartbeat or fetal activity, you can't the cardiac activity, you can't have an abortion. However, nobody has gone to the extreme of 6 weeks. Any activity, boom, you out, and then not even the exception of a rape or incest. That's insane to me. Just absolutely insane. And Brother Robert's voice is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
So this is in Texas.
Yeah, in Texas. And that went into effect on yesterday.
And soon to follow suit. You said
no, Ohio, Georgia, and I think it's Minnesota. I think it's 1 or 2 other states already have a heartbeat law, but it's not that extensive. Okay. Yeah, it's not that extensive.
So we'd love to hear, what your thoughts is, what you feel, even about that decision that's taking place in Texas. Yeah. That's why we should be very much involved in our policies and politics in our local communities, because they make these laws, they do these type of ordinance, and they create these things, and sometimes they be looking at it from a one-sided vision.
Right.
And it may not necessarily mean what the people want. It kind of go back to the thing of saying, like, people and constituents and folks should always be leading the charge. The community is always, should be the one charging our elected officials and making sure that we put together proposals. This is a strategic plan that's being followed. And we are part of the process all the way through.
Definitely.
Did they go on a vote? Did they vote about that, or what?
I don't know. I guess well, because we don't live in Texas, I haven't seen it, but this is going all the way up, and so they have written this language where it's going to be even hard to fight it at the Supreme Court level with this verbiage, and that's the reason why they did it that way. So it's so crazy. It's insane to me.
They wrote the language
where it'd be even hard to fight it. Like to reverse it. So the doctors and all of that, like I was reading it, that like they canceled all appointments that they had because there's such a fine line that they are like totally scared to even go forward because they're not sure how to move, so they got to make sure that they're moving the right way. Not to, because I think it's like $100,000 fine and some other stuff if you do that. It's crazy. It's nuts.
$1,000 fine for what?
Fine if you do this. If you have the abortion after
6 weeks.
The fetal, the cardiac activity.
Oh my goodness! So, doctors don't even know how to move. They don't try to stay in the limitations.
Yeah, so they had throughout the state that they were all canceling all their appointments because they had to make sure that they were within these guidelines because you shut down.
Well, I think Jim Abbott and everybody out there, Is it Jim or Greg? Greg Abbott, who's the governor.
Is it Greg? I think it's Greg. I think it's Greg.
Yeah, he's doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I definitely want to send some big shout outs to the folks in Texas that's out there on the ground and continue to keep doing activism work. We got some good people out there. Texas has always been a state on its own. Like they always just, kind of operate and function and doing the way that they feel.
Folks got to get out there though.
Folks got to always be the process. Even about that, when you're talking about educating them on critical race theory.
Yeah.
The thing is, they trying to tell you the story from their perspectives. You never let the slave master tell the story, and that's what we have been doing so far. Like even in America, in this country, they talk about black culture as if they know it's better than we know ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's where we had to check them and say like, no, this is history that comes from us, but we are the narrator behind our story. We need to be more vocal about it. Right. Even those folks in Texas, like even against that critical race theory, it should have been a whole outcry. Folks should have been, moving against that. I'm not sure how the process is or how they plan it on the ground right now, but those are the things that we should be activated on. We should never allow them to dictate how we learn, the history that we are being presented. Even, moving forward, how women should be, utilizing their bodies. So,
absolutely.
Texas is on one. Man. But that could be happening here in Michigan, too.
It could.
Be careful.
Not only if we're not careful, but if we're not paying attention to these things that they are implementing and putting in, because that's what they do. They slide them little things in there, and if we're not paying attention and we don't bring those to the forefront and we don't talk about those things and we don't start local. Start local. That's so important. I keep saying it, and I'm going to continue to say it. The local is the power, and if you don't start local, then all of that other stuff is not going to matter. We gotta start. We gotta start at home.
Right. I definitely send that shout out there in Texas. Definitely let's get activated.
Yeah.
With that being said, we do got some special guests coming in that will be talking about local city business here in the city of Flint. We do have our beloved council folks, First Ward Councilman Eric Mays.
Yeah.
Who's been a champion on the ground for a long time.
That's right.
I definitely, watched that brother go ahead and put the work in at the same time, fighting battles and struggles, but then also continue to stay diligent. So you always gotta appreciate and show, a lot of gratitude for what he represents. Yeah. Man got a wealth of knowledge and history, and he'll be out here for a long time.
Yeah. So
man, we definitely appreciate and definitely support the brother. And then also we got our 5th Ward Councilwoman, Jerri Winfrey-Carter. Definitely, another change agent representing for the 5th Ward, and her family has definitely been very active here in this community, been a part of a number of community initiatives. So we really appreciate those who be out there on that front line at that city council level, co-equal branch of government that's really putting it down for us. So we'll be talking to them about different activities, what they got going on. I know they got some things they'd like to share with the public, and having a very intriguing conversation as well.
One thing I would like to know, because me, I love the kids. I'm always talking about the kids, but this Dora Ryder situation. Dora Ryder and the mold and closing up the school. First it was the excessive heat and the teachers walking out. Now it's the mold in the school. But what really my thing of it is that, first of all, the mold, ridiculous. And again, in Brother Robert's voice, it's unacceptable. But secondly, is where are these children going? They don't have a place for these kids to go. Like there's no, they're not saying like where these kids are going to be placed as far as schooling goes. And they don't even have an ETA on when, coming back.
Yeah, that's the thing where us, we have to be better at protecting our children.
Absolutely.
Southwest has been experiencing mold for a long time too. I remember back, a couple of years ago they had a meeting, but it was kind of unbearable for folks to be there because the humidity and the mold and affecting folks from breathing and the air quality. So this is something that we should definitely be on top of. Dora Ryder, that's our adolescents, our youth, and they shouldn't be in buildings that's full of mold. I think that's kind of crazy. And unfortunate, but that's something as far as like management takes place.
Absolutely.
You should never let that get to that point.
No, sir. Yeah.
So we definitely we should be definitely checking in and seeing exactly what the process is and what's the timeline for our children are either get back and then go right to school,
or even what's the plan for them?
Or what's the plan? Right? Yeah. So you know what? No, with that being said, we want to transition and bring in our first guest.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll pay some bills and we'll be getting right back to you.
I was too, but then listen, I didn't want to keep spending on my phone. All right. We are back with Miss Jerri Winfrey-Carter. Hey,
hello.
We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Of course,
it's
a
pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you.
So what's up?
What's
going on?
Tell us. You got it. Tell us what you're doing.
Man, I'm trying to kick off my campaign season.
Okay.
I'm running for re-election.
All right.
For the 5th ward.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping that one of the things I heard you guys talk just earlier. We got to get out and vote.
Absolutely.
We got to get out and vote.
We definitely do.
I think like half our battle be we got some good leaders in place.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time though, it's a two parts to this. We got to put our people in place, right? Get them in office. But at the same time, the way to get them in office, we have to go ahead and vote. We have to get out there, support. We got to make sure that we go to that ballot box, check it, right, and then bring folks with us. And just these past couple elections, the numbers have been very low.
They have been very, very low, and I'm kind of worried. I mean, because if you think about the 5th ward, I think we've lost a lot of people with this pandemic. A lot of people have moved out.
Right.
So we got to be out there. We got to go vote. And my black precincts, I need y'all to show up in numbers.
Right.
Because we can't afford to let that seat go.
Yeah. Let's say that again.
We cannot afford to let that seat go. The 5th ward has always been representative of us.
Absolutely.
And so we need to be out there.
Absolutely.
Now
you're absolutely right.
We gotta go to the polls.
We do.
If you're not registered to vote, you need to be trying to go and get registered right now.
Absolutely.
Today.
So with the new voting, laws or what have you, right, that's been going on, or even making sure that we elaborate on the process of this, right? We need to make sure that everybody votes. I know people feel like they may be voting in the ward that they live in, right? Sometimes you have to check that.
You have to check it. And if you've moved,
right,
you need to go to Secretary of State, change your address, and get registered where you live.
And if you can't get to Secretary of State, you can do it online. Do it online. It's easy. It's so simple and quick. Just do it online.
We got to get out there and vote. Because we can't afford to lose our black seats. And I just want to say to the community, stay woke. There's some things going on. You better stay woke.
I mean it.
No, you know what though? And that's something that actually let's talk about that. So 5th ward. 5th ward is a very large ward.
Yes, it is.
It's like, I want to say it's the largest behind what? 3rd ward? What's like 3rd or 5th?
I really think that 5th ward, 3rd ward as far as it's big.
We got more people.
But as far as people,
but like keep in mind, I just said we've lost a lot of people. We have lost a lot of people. So that, I'm kind of concerned about that.
You know what? With that being said, I know it's kind of segueing on that, but I know we've lost a lot of people, but we got a lot of Nathan over there. What can we do as far as like, because land bank is not letting some of that stuff go, baby. We trying to look how let's buy it back. Let's get it back.
Don't get me started talking about land bank.
I want to get you started. I want to get you started.
Me started.
No, I want to get you started. Let me act. I'm pressing start. I'm pressing start. I'm gonna get you started. Look, I'm getting ready to break it down. I'm getting ready to break it down. I'm getting ready to break it down. Come on now.
Now, you guys know they want us up out of here.
Man, listen.
They want us out of here.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And if you look and see what's happening, 5th Ward, the 3rd Ward, 2nd Ward, even the 1st Ward.
Yeah.
Y'all see what's happening?
Yeah.
They moving us out. They want us out.
Man.
Okay?
Yeah.
Gentrification. They want us out.
Man.
And once they get us out, you know what they're going to do? They're going to come back and rebuild.
Yeah.
Right.
And they moving back in.
Right.
Okay?
That's what.
And it's already happening.
Yeah.
It's already happening. And but land bank, I feel, in my opinion,
go for it.
They're not selling or letting people that look like me
absolutely
get these properties.
Yeah.
Because they're saving them back.
Yeah.
For those investors and the other people that want to come back in.
Let me tell you.
Now, how do you stop that? Because actually, to be honest, in the charter, the city of Flint should be able to give first dibs on the properties in Flint. Right? So
should be, but that's the expert, Councilman Mays. He can talk on that.
We're gonna ask Councilman Mays, but the thing is though, we want to understand, like, land bank. It's been a new executive director.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mike Freeman.
Mike Freeman,
right? This is the thing, right? You come to a majority black city, and the land bank has had a bad reputation in the city. You come to this city, you guys hold on to these properties. There's nothing but vacant lots. Don't necessarily cut the lots neither, because I know in our area we got a number of parcel lots that hasn't been managed, knocked down, cleaned up, and we still just have those as land bank properties. When you got people in the community that's willing to take on the responsibility and keep it managed, why are we accepting this, and what type of activity or action can we do to move on this?
But see, that's the plan. They want these properties to get blighted out and stuff, so that we can get frustrated and move out. Okay, that's the plan. Right. If you think about it, that's the plan. Yeah. You're gonna get frustrated, and if based on the census, the 2020 census, a lot of that. People got frustrated and decided to move out.
And also, what is it that we can do in order for them not to listen? Because I keep it a buck with you, right? I got really good credit. I got a few dollars, and I'll go down to the land bank to try to do that. It don't matter. It don't even matter. That's a problem for me. That's a problem for me because I know I'm not the only one. But here's the thing though, I don't even necessarily feel like, even if okay, fine, you push me by because you say, well, it needs to go to somebody with in a different tax bracket as you, right? That's fine, in a lower tax bracket as you. But we're not even doing that. When these people really want to come in and do that, like I want the community to be revitalized. I want to see my grandma's old house redone over there. I want to go down there and rebuild. Like I want to buy the blue stove over there on Dayton. I grew up at the blue stove. Well, I want the blue stove. I want to open the blue stove back up. Y'all don't give it to me. I'm just saying, this is a problem for me.
What color are you?
That's what I'm saying. It's a problem for me. So what can we do? What can y'all do? Help me. Tell me what I can do.
But what I've been saying, now, land bank falls under Genesee County.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Now, I tell all of my constituents, I can put in a complaint online for you as far as land bank. But as a city official, I have really nothing to do with what goes on with land bank and far as that.
Understood.
But I always send them to their county commissioner because that's Genesee County.
So that's who we need to press.
You need to press your county commissioner.
So
you got two black county commissioners on land banks board.
So that's
Charles
who
Winfrey
need to be on.
and Brian Nolan.
Who else is on the Genesee County land?
Is Dominique on that board? Yeah. I don't know. But that's who you need. That's who you need to press. That's who you need to.
I just feel like we just need to manage our own city. We don't need that.
Right.
We don't need that negative.
And see, that's what Councilman Mays. He started an initiative, whereas we take some of those houses off of the list, the land bank list, and give them back to the the people, the community.
Yeah.
It would be nice to give away a house in each ward to a police officer, or maybe a couple of police officers, and a couple of firefighters.
Listen, I wholeheartedly feel
we
like
need to bring back the community. We need to build our community.
I agree. I wholeheartedly think that should be back. That should be a thing. That you can't police the city.
But we got other issues, and I'm gonna tell y'all. And I was sitting back listening. Listen, the foundation. The foundation is education.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with that.
And what I see is happening here in our community, we have a mindset problem. I heard you talk about the 3-year-old that got shot.
Yeah.
We have a mindset problem.
We do.
And with levels of education, your mindset began to change from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Okay? So when I drive around this city and I see the blight and everything that's going on,
right.
We gotta be about pushing education.
We do.
Now we have a very, very high percentage of individuals here in our community that do not have a high school diploma or a GED.
Correct.
And you're an educator, so.
Yes, and that's what I do. I help individuals get their GED. Right. And we got to be about the business pushing that, because what happens is that opens up more opportunities, more options. Okay. And that's the foundation. That's why I feel, in my opinion, we're having so many problems here in the city. The lack thereof education.
So let's say this, right? Because you're absolutely right. There's a lack of education, even with these public schools being closed that we just talked about earlier with bold issue, and then also you got all the high schools and middle schools pretty much shut down. We talking education. What does that look like for our future generations if they're growing up in a municipality or a city like Flint, Michigan, an urban community, without a strong emphasis on education? And then at the same to add on to it, no economic development plan.
Right.
How do we look in the future for those people? Because we talk about the violence in the city and the community. We talk about, hey, these young people are out of control. In all actuality, I think a lot of them is just trying to make a way out of nothing. And I know when I was coming up, and we had the discussion earlier about what school we went to. I was talking about went to Central, right? I graduated in 04, but in 05 the school was shut down, right? Some of the other ones was at Northern, right? The other one was at Northwestern. And it was a sense of pride that we had about going to those schools. And some history behind that. Beecher as well. The thing is, our youth don't even have the opportunity to experience that. Not the pep rallies, the school rivalries, the sports, right?
That's the best.
How you really get engaged socially with each other. That flow is not even taking place no more.
It's not.
So it's unfortunate that that's what we have to offer as a city. As a big city, we know it's big. But we not looking like we got a future ahead of us.
No. But see, I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay.
Education is the foundation.
Absolutely.
Without an education, you don't have a future. Yes. I mean, come on. I mean, if you think about it, and so this is what's happening. We gotta be out there educating about everything. I mean, financial education, political education, education.
So what's your plans to do that? To
Well,
get the education out. What's your plan?
Well, I mean, as a city official, to have more town hall meetings, and engage in the community, the residents, being out there talking, listening. Listening is a big thing. You gotta listen to your residents and find out what it is that they want. I mean, we even talking about this $47 million. I mean,
in the general fund.
No, the 99, the 99 million that we got. That's the first payment. That's the first phase. The first.
And we still
they still hold on.
We still up in arms and arguing about that.
Well, yeah,
so there's no plan to use the dollars.
Yeah, but we have plans. Certain council members, we have plans. So we want to use it. That's a because there's so much we can do with that money.
It's so much we can do.
We gotta grab our youth. Right. Okay? But with the youth, we gotta get a hold to some of these parents. Yeah. Right. Okay? Because when they leave us, they go home to the parents. So we got to be able to help the parents.
So that was my next question to you. What is it and how is it that you're going to engage? Because I'm just for instance, like, we used to do this, and I was always I'm a sports mom. So sports was the way that I ended up talking to these parents and getting to these parents, trying to do that. However, what do you do to engage those parents that are not active? You can't get them to the town hall. How you gonna get to them?
Well, I mean, the big thing now is social media, like this. Okay. This format that you guys have. This is great. This is awesome. And I'm sure you're reaching, the parents that we need to reach in the community. There's different ways that we can tap into our parents.
Yeah, I'm just asking because parents are younger now.
They are
a lot younger now.
They are.
They don't want to go sit in no town hall. They don't want to hear that shit. They just want to, but they need to. No. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going. They need to. But we have to grab their attention and engage them to get them to that point. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm asking. How you gonna get them to that point? To get them to come and say, okay, here I'm gonna come to the town hall.
And what I do. People will tell you I'm everywhere. Yeah, I'm everywhere. I go. I'll sit in rooms and talk to people.
Absolutely.
I go down to the Golden Leaf and talk to people. I try to go out and reach and try to talk to people because you got to find out what's on their minds, what it is that they need. Yeah. Even my literacy center, I'm the director of a literacy center. It's going to open back up on September 14th. Okay. So I'll begin by, getting people to come in and sign up to work on their GEDs. And, I'll always, kind of delve right into what's going on in their world because you can't educate a person without finding out what they need. And what kind of resources they need.
Absolutely.
So but we got to be out there doing that.
So with that being said, we got a couple questions there. And one of them is from King Jalil. Peace, Jalil. what are we gonna do to stop Phil Schultz from opening the dope houses in downtown Flint?
Oh, I'm shutting that down.
Okay. Okay. You
I'm
heard
shutting that
She
down.
said, "Shut them down."
I'm shutting that
Public
down.
enemy.
Let me tell you
Look.
something too. Like, that's crazy for him to be coming in. I'm still upset that they acquire raspberries.
Man.
Right, I am too. I am too. You know what? I get upset about it. I get upset about it.
That was our premier spot downtown.
Yeah.
And we just gave it away.
And we gave it away.
Come on. It wasn't where we patronized. We held it down. That was where we hung out at. Right? I mean, that was hurtful, and now you give it to them.
And then this person wants to do something that to me can further incriminate us.
Good. I mean, and it doesn't benefit,
And then tell me that, well, I'm gonna have 60% of the jobs will go to blacks.
That's how you try to frame.
So you think you're doing us a favor?
Right.
I'm about to start.
I said 60% will go to blacks. I said, well, from what I understand, a dispensary you only maybe hire 8 to 9 people. So what? If that. Man, so what you saying? You giving out 4 to 5 jobs to black people?
If that.
Okay.
That ain't.
Is that impactful? That's not gonna impact.
So us as constituents and community members,
when we still have I still have some of my little black sisters and brothers still locked up for marijuana.
So on that point, what position do we want to take as a community? Because I think when we get to these things, it's saying like, I know some folks are saying like they can't do anything about it. They feel like they can't do anything about this move, about the dispensary being a raspberry. What plan or strategic action do we want to take as a community to move against when folks are trying to come in our community without having the ideas or without having the grace of the community?
Right. Well, you need to talk to your elected official, the person that represents you in your ward. You need to reach out to them. You need to talk to them and let them know, hey, look, I don't want that. Your downtown area, to me, the downtown area should be brand family friendly.
Yes.
Okay?
Agree.
And the thing about that, there's 2 loft apartment buildings right there next door to Raspberries.
Right.
So you're gonna put a dispensary under where people are staying.
So that's my issue. That's my issue.
And then not to mention, we got University of Michigan a couple of doors down. The dormitory. Okay.
That's exactly where I was getting ready to go.
That's kind of what. So what is his? Have you talked to you about this?
Yeah.
And what is his thought?
But look, the thing about it, if he has 5 votes on that council to pass it, it's gonna pass.
And to be honest, that council is not working in cohesiveness with each other.
No,
folks is like just moving whatever they want to move with.
All right, y'all. Let's take it back. Let's take it all the way back. Look. Okay. Can I be honest?
Yes, absolutely. That's what we need. That's what we want. Go for it. By all means. Go.
Always be.
Man.
That mayoral election shouldn't have taken place. Okay? Okay. Now, if we think about history, okay, they always get one of us. They all back in slavery days. They always had one of us in the house, right?
Educators.
They always had one of us in the house, and that person was to do what?
The house nigga was to tell. He gonna tell everything. He
gonna do what they want him to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. He was the house. That's what he was supposed to do. That was his job. He come in there, he gonna do what they tell him to do, and he gonna tell everything that he see.
And he gonna work for them, right?
Absolutely.
He gonna move their agenda, right?
Absolutely.
That's what's happening. Okay?
And I'm just going to be honest with you. You know what? Us as the voters, as the taxpayers in this community, you know, we get sick of that. You know, we are very much on game about how they take people that look like us, put them in position, and they work on our behalf, where they work on their behalf, and it works against us. Right? So, you know, a lot of these things, we calling that stuff out. So even like the current administration right now, and I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? My thing is this. The current administration right now has not worked on the behalf of the community or the residents. And so the community and the constituents need to know that. And it's very unfortunate because we're trying to really get somewhere. I think we really want to get back to a prominence, you know, as we once was. But when we got those slave workers, when we got those house brothers, right? However we see fit, it make it hard for us to really.
It make it hard. It make it hard. So I'm gonna tell you, the last couple of years, it has really been hard. Because when you do not have an administration, whereas you can work with, and you see these things going on, you see this shadiness, and you already know in your head who's really running this city. Okay?
It's frustrating.
It's frustrating. Yes, it is. It's frustrating.
I can see that when folks be on city council and they really care about what's going on, but they see it going in a direction that they're not pleased with.
And then those of us on city council that's fighting against it, we're being called insurrectionists, dark-hearted. Okay?
Yeah, Neely be fooling with that stuff.
You know what?
He be talking that crazy stuff. Talking about people dark-hearted.
I ain't never been called dark-hearted.
No, listen though. He go on these things and he get on these media, and the media, y'all should be picking up on this. I know he paying Bria all right now. NBC 25, you know what I'm saying? She covering everything that he doing. I just want to know.
25 or 12? Ain't she on 12?
No, she ain't on 12. She on 25.
25? Oh, okay.
But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all stop playing that nonsense that he talking about, man. If it ain't constructive, if it ain't trying to move the city forward, then we don't need to give light to that nonsense. And I don't like the stuff about just really campaigning. People just be campaigning all day, and we need work to be done. Right. Now we get into the fact where
he's still in campaign mode, and nothing has been done.
But he's been in campaign mode, and the thing is, man, you know, we needed work to be done yesterday. So, you know, this is very frustrating for us who care. We want to see something different, and you know, we don't get nothing from this plan. And when I seen him the other day, it's like a thing about asking about, man, what's the strategy, right? There's never no real strategy. There's always several talk, and that doesn't really push this city forward.
You know, we should be concerned about public safety. Okay. Money should have been moved as far as public safety. Now I know myself, Councilman Mays, Councilwoman Galloway. We voted during the last budget cycle. We voted to put money into public safety, and we voted to put more money into the blight department. Okay? But see, the plan is we want them out of here. We want them out.
Shit, we want them out too. Yeah.
We gonna blight them out. We gonna blight them out of this city.
Right.
So that they'll move out.
And just notice that they got money coming in the city, and then also the properties are very cheap. Like you said, land bank holding on to a lot of property, so they do just kind of wait you out.
People gotta wake up. You gotta wake up and you gotta see what's going on. And then for those of us who are out there fighting, y'all gotta walk on the side of us, walk behind us.
That's the problem. We need to be united. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
We're the only race that don't stick together.
Miss Jerri, here's my thing about it. We cannot ask all these people to be that united and come to an agreement with us and stand with us when we got we got a clown show happening at city council. You get what I'm saying? They arguing and they doing all this shit, and they to 3 in the morning they doing all this arguing and carrying on, and they can't get nothing going on. And a few of y'all, listen, it ain't no knock to all of y'all. I can't say that because I advocate for who I advocate for. I can't vote for none of them suckers, so they can say whatever they want to me. What I'm saying is that if we can't in the forefront as the leaders in the forefront of this come together on an agreement about something, how we gonna ask these people to do it too? Here's my thing about it. I want y'all to get united and get your shit together on the council. But us on the back end though, I'm asking y'all to stand with us. If y'all don't stand with them, whatever. But we all need to stand together and we need to fight all of this. Whether we fighting the council people, whether we fighting the mayor or whatever or whoever we fighting, Phil Schultz, whoever that is, we all need to stand together. But see, we all got to be strong and we got to move as a unit. That's what we have to do. And if we can't be strong and we can't move as a unit, we can't get none of them suckers out of city council. We can't get that sucker out the mayor's seat, or whoever that you want to put in. Listen, at this point, I don't care if you write in Daffy Duck. I say that all the time. I don't care if you write in Daffy Duck. The point is to just vote. But it all starts local, and we continue to say that. So if you're not supporting Councilman Mays, you're not supporting this Jerri, you're not supporting these people, but you gotta complain about it. We gotta stand strong. We have to stand strong, and we gotta go put foot to ass if that's the case, and go get them up out of there. We gotta do something. We can't just keep talking about it. We gotta put some action behind this. And if y'all can't stand with us, then y'all gonna have to move out the way. But I am dead set on just moving. Everybody gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta move.
And stop complaining so much.
Yes.
You know what? Stop complaining so much.
Right.
Get up and do something.
Yeah.
Get up and do something.
No,
you know?
I would say, matter of fact, let's
put your complaints to action.
Let's get our second guest up here too, because I know Councilman Mays actually has been working on the front line doing a number of different things. So we want to be able to have this discussion, and let's go ahead and bring him in so we can kind of. Yep, we're gonna bring Councilman Eric Mays up. So we'll be back in 30 seconds.
But see, we need to talk about that, what you just said, because there's a racial divide.
Absolutely.
So we need to talk about it.
So peace and blessings. Welcome back.
Back.
We're having a phenomenal conversation. We actually having a conversation with Fifth Ward Councilwoman Jerri Winfrey-Carter, talking about a number of different things here in the city of Flint as relates to the Fifth Ward, but even just in general overall and city business, because these are elected leaders. And also, as us as constituents, we all are working together and having dialogue to work through our issues, right? So with that being said, we want to bring up our other special guest, who is none other than our beloved First Ward Councilperson, Eric Mays. Man, make some noise for him as well. So definitely, man. So, how you feel today?
Tired.
So tired?
Yeah, I'm tired. I was listening to some of the conversation, and the young lady talking about the council and arguing, getting stuff done. I want to set the record straight. That's my job to argue. My job is to argue for the benefit of the people and a better quality of life. For example,
Absolutely.
we had to argue to get the emergency manager out. You looking at a group of 5 people who helped got the emergency manager out, switched the water back to Detroit, had to argue about that,
right,
and had a $24 million surplus fund balance. Now, in less than 2 years under leadership with 5 council people switching back and forth. We facing a $17 million deficit. When the emergency manager came in, we had a $12 million deficit. So my job is to argue about money, argue about rules, and argue about law. I looked at the Flint Journal today, and I said, they garnishing me for $34,000 in attorney fees. You got emergency managers and other employees who got millions in attorney fees and they ain't come after them yet. Do you know if you take $172 every 2 weeks from my check, what that's gonna stop me from putting in a 4-digit? That ain't gonna stop me from doing nothing. That was a discretionary move. If you look at the character of Neely now, his deputy chief of staff assaulted and beat me up in Rube. You were there. And now you got him coming after me for money. Man, it ain't gonna stop me.
You can stop at that fence, man.
$47 million sitting in an account since May the 19th. Right. Been sitting there, and we should be putting it in crime prevention, small businesses, economic development, life. Now I'm telling you, I'm looking at a gentleman now, which look like he got a CDL, ready to drive trucks and backhoes. And, I mean, we got golden opportunity, and people calling me dark-hearted.
Dark-hearted, yes,
I'm tripping. I mean, all these saying you got a $600 million lawsuit settlement proposed that the lawyer's gonna take $200 million and 35 to 85,000 people gonna split up $400 million and some of them gonna get $600-700. They don't know what they're gonna
get
yet.
What did he say? This is not the floor. This is
I
the
got another saying. This is not the floor. This is not the ceiling.
This is not the
I
ceiling or
know what the ceiling or whatever it's gonna be. But tell me how much my check gonna be before you won't get me to try to settle this lawsuit. You gotta be listening. Can't listen to what people say and do. Right. Now, ma'am, if you was on council and all of a sudden somebody said, Councilman Mays, you're fighting for blacks and you're talking black and white. You can't talk black and white, and you're the most racist person I ever met in my life. I spit my cashews out when Jay Fields told me that. My ward, 97% black on the north side. What else I supposed to represent?
You know what?
Italian issues. I'm representing black folks issues. And I heard y'all say, what do you do? Education is formal and informal.
Absolutely.
You got 2 forms of education.
Absolutely.
Formal and informal. Formal education, some of us got it. And Miss Winfrey-Carter says she helping with GED. But the informal education, it matters.
It does.
You know, look at General Motors pool.
Law education.
Look at in school, woodshop, home economics, auto mechanics. When have they taught us entrepreneurship? We got millions of dollars to help start bottled water factories. There's a guy right now moving around bottling up water. The grocery store, we just did the groundbreaking on the corner of Pearson and Cloud Road.
We shout out to Flint and them for that.
Yeah, we can own and operate businesses. We can do a whole lot and circulate the dollar within our community. But you got to have leadership, black, bold leadership for a majority community. And you can't make people think it's a bad thing to talk black and loving black and helping black and funding black.
We have to be bold about that.
We fund millions of dollars. 5 council people. But you know, it's been heck on that council.
Absolutely.
If you got 3 whites and 1 Hispanic, look at it. for the last 2 years or so or more. They've been voting in a block. And then you got a black switching back and forth. People jockeying to be the council president, the vice. I've been on there 8 years. I've helped some people be president. But if you're going to take these spots, you better be able to provide leadership.
Absolutely.
And if you concerned, ma'am, about folks fussing on that council, you supposed to fight and fuss. But don't forget this. It's a group in there that declared the emergency. I have come up with the strategy when Mayor Weaver declared the emergency. That took us to national attention. Hundreds of millions came in. I don't know what some of it went, but
Right.
And then we got the emergency manager out and turned it back to home rule. And we shouldn't lay down and let fools rule.
Now I want to clarify that because I didn't really go into depth in that. No. Yeah, I know you did, and let me.
Cause I be one of the ones arguing.
No, but let me say, but here's the thing is, no, but here's what I know that you don't know is that you don't watch this show because but if you did, you would know that I advocate for you all the time, and I always say that you argue for the right reasons. It's the thing that
people try to get me for my delivery and my imperfection.
I don't care about
not necessarily you. I'm saying if people try to shy people away from me, talking about Councilman Mays, and I done heard them mess with people I'm on the council with, voting with Councilman Mays. No, we ain't voting with Councilman Mays. We voting wrong and right.
Absolutely.
We ain't voting black and black. We voting wrong and
vote,
right, but Black Lives Matter.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the argument.
Black politics and black economics.
Absolutely.
It matters.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's not necessarily argue because you have to, right? You gonna have differences of agreement and you have to do that. However, I'm talking about that silliness that they be coming up with, not what you arguing about, because you arguing for the right reason. I feel like you arguing for the right reason. And let me be clear about this. I don't care about your delivery because my delivery is shit. And people don't like how I deliver things. So, but your delivery don't bother me. Yeah, but your delivery don't bother me. Because
your delivery don't bother me.
Because it's the passion and it's what you stand for. That's why your delivery don't bother me. And I feel like people worried about the wrong shit. So if they're worried about your delivery, then they're not worrying about the right things. And the arguing don't bother me. It's the silliness of that come behind it. Like the silliness that they bring to the table that you be arguing about. That's what I'm talking about.
I think it's silly to have a person in the mayor seat, Mr. Neely, who got a brother-in-law, a deputy chief of staff, Mr. Murdoch, who assaulted me en route. The state police say issue a warrant and arrested, and then you going around here declaring emergency. Got the peacekeepers and the brothers from the Nation of Islam saying they'll intervene to help keep people from retaliating. When I want to take a baseball bat every time I go in the city hall, how can you condone violence at the highest levels and won't prosecute is what's being asked to do in your administration? Then you go out and tell peacekeepers and others to intervene in the streets. Right. Yes, hypocrites. If I'm going to declare an emergency for gun violence, one of the first things I'm going to do, even before I do that, is clear up some of them 8,000 complaints or more that's backlogged in the detective bureau where the community done told on people. I done told on people. They done filed complaints, and you got complaints coming in 12 a day. The next day, 24. At the end of the week is 108. Telling on people. Some people in the stack 7, 8 times, and you got 3 police. I'm exaggerating, but you got 3 police. You dial 911 and you wait for 2 days.
Man.
And then they gonna say, well, we can't hire police. Have I seen a commercial on TV, Channel 12, asking for police?
But didn't he say
You ain't even advertising.
when he declared a state of emergency, didn't that come with a sense of resources?
To me, that was copycatting off of the emergency we declared for water. And I'm telling you, when you read the emergency declaration law, you should first try to exhaust your local resources and do certain things. Right. This man ain't met like what you say. We should be solution oriented. Mm-hmm. Right. We should be meeting the executive and the legislative branch. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't hear nobody on 14:20 a.m. calling me an insurrectionist. You know what the insurrectionists did? They went and broke out windows at the Capitol. They were beating up and fighting police.
I was like, wow, I ain't never been called an insurrectionist.
But all these words and cliches, it's just crazy. Why don't you sit down and meet and allocate this money? I'm not coming on y'all show too much money. Y'all got me started. You gonna get me started. But
no, listen.
Hey,
let me ask you this though.
Really,
why do you always got that Jesus hat on, right?
Oh,
Lord.
No, what is it? What's the 3 words?
I just want to know. God
plan, God plan, and what? God what?
I just want to know.
Prayer,
why do you
prayer,
planning and partnership?
Yeah, forgive me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's that you gotta be sincere on the partnership.
I really want to know. I really want to know. Why do you having that Jesus hat on 14:20?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a Christian. I can't let y'all be trolling all in the people's religion and stuff.
Man, I am though, man. Like that stuff is like
that's a weird ass.
I know.
I need to wear my Jehovah's Witness hat on and start calling y'all dumb.
With me at Bruce.
I was with you at Bruce.
Now let me ask you this question.
Let me tell you this.
Hey, wait a minute. You know what? I'm about to give me something. You was with my guy.
You need to calm down. Yeah,
look,
what happened? Because hold on. Let me tell Wiggins asked, why did we let that happen to you? Now, I want you to tell him how it happened.
Okay.
Hold on. This
if you look at the press release that Mr. Neely issued the day or so after this happened, it said that I walked in the room, went up to Murdoch and told him I'd kick his effing ass. It's in the press release on Mayor Letterhead. Right. When we walked in the room, what did we do? It was 6 of us. We went and got a table.
They seated us at a table. Right?
I had a couple $100 in my pocket.
He had a couple $100 because he was taking us out with chicken.
I said they get chicken and whatever they want. I'm gonna play Club Keno.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't mess with this $100.
Right.
And so, what did I do? Get a papaya juice.
He did.
I wasn't drinking, but they at the table with 6 of us. Then I walk over to the bar. And Murdoch says to me,
which he went over there to the bar, and we was on the other side of the club, right? The other side of the club. And so we want to make sure that we make this clear. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, cause I'm non-violent anyway, so I'm glad that was over there.
Right.
But Murdoch said you done got threw out of your council position. Matter of fact, that's what I'm in the paper today suing. And that's a whole nother segment and story.
Right.
But I say, so I can be a victim whether I got a chairmanship or not. He say, yeah, but you ain't got no teeth. I say, I didn't brush them like I was supposed to, but I can go.
That was foul as hell, brother. That was foul as hell. You know what
I say, but I can go on my way to you and Neely them. Then he went to slapping my face like this. He went to slapping my face like this, talking about back off of being Neely them. We from the streets. I say, look, man, if you're going to touch the councilman's face, say, Councilman, may I have permission to touch your face? Other than that, you know, don't touch my face. Ask the councilman, and he might give you permission. Other than that, don't touch my face. And I cussed. I call him a B. He said, don't call me no B no more. I called him one and don't remember nothing else. Now, he had to assault me when he was touching my face. I can defend my face with words, but I tell you, I should have said another way how to express that. But so when the police investigated, they believed
let me tell you. So when they in that moment, right? In that moment, that was true story. In the moment they was over there doing what they was doing, right? Had that conversation, right? We was oblivious to what was going on.
Of course,
right?
he was on the other side of the room.
And so once we got word, right? They tapped me, right? Sean tapped me like, man, you might want to go here.
He found my cell phone.
And I'm like, what you talking about?
Was all strolling.
I'm like, what you talking about? They like, man, go get Eric. So Eric on the other side of the bar. So I walk over there. All I see is them boys rolling over.
Man, look, no, I was laying on my stomach protecting myself, and I would get beat. But it took them bouncers so long. Other people get beat up in the bar, but I never thought I would be. And I was so bad when the bouncers came. I didn't know what to do.
So the bouncers didn't break it up. I broke them two up. And I picked up, got Eric's cars, his phone, got a situation.
You trying to tell me it wasn't no bouncers helping? And they made it leave out the door.
I'm talking about afterwards. They was like standing around.
So Murdoch didn't hit you?
Murdoch wouldn't try.
All I'm saying is, look, that caught me off guard. I've been in politics for over 30 years, and nobody ever done hit me and did that because of talking politics.
Right.
And I don't care. You ain't the godfather. You shouldn't be slapping my face, talking my bag off weed from the streets. I ain't from the street. I'm from a house. I'm from a house, man. I ain't from no street. Now, what, you thought I was in the sewer with raccoons or something? I ain't from no street. My daddy was Pastor May. We went to church. I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior at age 4, and I've been on that journey ever since.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to continue to be on.
Okay.
I'll be 63 September the 16th. And I got a town hall meeting at Hasselbrink.
Okay, September your birthday?
Citywide, yeah. Okay. I ain't never had no town hall meeting on my birthday. Look at Jerri Winfrey-Carter. She's crying. See, why can't I talk and have a sense of humor and take care of business at the same time? Been doing it.
Y'all know he's a comedian, right?
I love it.
Y'all know that. Maze is a comedian.
They'll say, you're the most racist person I've ever met in my life. I leave a Cashew Kate Fields in the company. I say, I don't know if you racist, but you sure is Eric Mason. And it went by. So you can be serious and keep a sense of humor. But we got millions of dollars we should be allocated to help the community.
Right.
And we can do it in the areas of crime, blight, economic development, entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
I know about what it'll cost to cut these weeds front and back. I know what equipment you need.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this. Yeah. We can make these lots and streets look better.
Right.
And when they look better, we was gonna put cameras and lights. And you keep people from dumping habitually. And I wasn't finna pass no ordinance to take nobody's charger. That ain't my first step. If people speed, they get a speed ticket. Right. If we put teeth in the ordinance, we can say, rather than a ticket, you do 8 days in jail, 12 days, your second or third offense, you do 30 days, you do 50, 60 days. Mandatory. The car ain't did nothing to me. And some of them ain't even paid for it yet. So you don't want to get in the habit of letting police and certain officials just take folks' property. And
that's going to be
so. Agreed.
But if there's certain things you want to punish in behavior, deal with the person.
And you need increments,
and that's
increments
progressive.
of
And so I don't know, bro. That's what we be arguing about. We be arguing about certain differences of opinion. We can make local law. We can allocate millions of dollars, and that's our job. But you need 5 of the right people.
Right.
If you got 3 or 4 knuckleheads, and then you got 3 or 4 decent people, and then you got knuckleheads switching back and forth. We think this way today. We think this way tomorrow. It ain't work. Because you got a body of 9. And you need some consistency. Like, I wouldn't mind you being on that council, but you can't be cussing. Because when I say a word, I gave a Nazi salute once because they was trying to arrest me, and it was headline. Boy, you can't hardly say or do nothing.
Listen,
now, you know I get in trouble and I talk a lot. You ain't really read no headline about me cussing.
No, you got a way with cutting into folks and have conversations. This is what I always respected about you, right? You know what I'm saying? You're very intelligent.
Absolutely.
People don't give you enough credit for that. The thing is, I think, delivery is what's needed sometimes. People need to hear it the way they can hear it.
Absolutely.
And people who are, sensitive, they don't know how to take that.
Y'all want to be my intern spokespersons? I can swear you in. Raise your right hand. I solemnly y'all can be my spokesperson. I ain't gotta say nothing. They got their right. Okay.
What I'm saying?
I hereby take the oath of this official councilman.
I hereby take the oath of this official councilman.
That I will speak for him and help that delivery be better and he can be quiet.
I will speak for him and help the delivery be quiet.
So be it. You're
But
right.
sometimes
okay.
sometimes you gotta hold something
Everybody's trying so much for me to be quiet. I might well leave.
We appreciate. But listen, this
I'm
is
enjoying this show. Let me settle down.
Hey, listen, we want to let all our viewers know you can go to their YouTube channel, like, subscribe, join Fli-City Blackout.
Share it,
so
comment,
all that. Get updates, information. We really appreciate the support and just kind of really tuning in because we have a number of segments that we do, and this is your voice, right? So if you can just go to that like button, maybe Mickey can put it on the screen. It's Fli-City Blackout on YouTube, right? So definitely, man. You know what? I think, to be honest with you, I'm optimistic about the future.
Yeah.
Right.
This council election gonna have something to do with it. I'm gonna try to hold the first ward.
What you think about Tenacious Tanya Rice?
I met Tenacious Tanya Rice, and I like her spirit.
I
like for her to be successful in her election, but not this one. And so, I like her. And so, I'm going to have to campaign, and she can campaign. And we done talked, and I think been honest and communicate. She has the right to come at me at a right end, and she got the right to be robust and say what she wants, and I'm going to say what she wants. But I'm going to treat her nice. And I just don't want her to win this one.
Well, we're going to treat her nice on your behalf, so you can be quiet, right?
I really think, though, when you talk about the first ward, the people really, really love and appreciate Eric, right? So it's like, he been really, he's the one that really answered the phone, just like you, Councilwoman. He answered the phones, he follows up on his issues. Yeah, we talk about that next. But he follows up on the issue, and that's what it's about. It's about really connecting with your representative. They're doing and working on your behalf. You can connect with them. Right. You don't got to chase them down. You can't get them in special meetings and all that stuff. You got to really be out there for the people, and they appreciate that.
Man, that's what people don't see. See, they see the meetings.
Right.
Yeah.
But the real work is when the calls come in throughout the week. And they don't just come between 8 and 5.
No, they come
at 7, 8, 9,
midnight.
11 at night, 6 in the morning. And they'll wait until right at 8:01 and call. Like I'm still punching the clock at gym. And it's hard for me to stay in the same mood every time.
Understood.
But after 7, 8 years, you just have to adjust to it.
Right.
And if you don't answer your phone and deal with people, you'll get a bad reputation
Yeah.
and lose an election. And when they call me, what I do, I normally try to, let them hear me talk to the department head. Because one of the myths about the council, the legislative branch versus the executive branch, the city charter, the law, we can't order employees. We can request an action. We can't say stop working on Pearson Road and go plug that hole up on Stewart or Baldwin. We can request, we can represent, but the chief executive officer, the mayor, can order. They can say stop working on Pearson and go work on Stewart. Every department, from the police chief to street maintenance to the blight department. And so when people call me, they have to know what my job is. And I have to strategically have people in the department heads and in the mayor's office who I can call in order to get people service. This guy selectively picks and chooses who and what services.
Right.
We didn't have that.
Right.
I'm
But
telling
listen,
you, they wasn't
Councilman
playing
Woods.
politics and telling people who not to talk to.
Right.
This is the third mayor
I was told
Wow.
that he told them not to talk to us.
Yeah. This is the type of leadership we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Right? And just
I had called a city employee. I called them and I sent them an email. And so I'm expecting a call back. A couple of weeks later, she did call back and she said,
a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, Councilwoman Winfrey-Carter, I am so sorry, but we can't call you. So please don't tell them I called you back. Oh I said, what?
And you got a lot of employees who jumping ship.
Yeah.
Finance director, different employees and like because of that management style.
The management style.
Yeah.
When you micromanaging and telling people they can't call
allow people to talk and communicate. I know some of them.
Let's highlight that real quick. When you talk about co-equal branches of government, you got the executive, then you got the city council, right?
Right.
Supposed to be working hand in hand to make decisions, right? Yep. The thing is, what they're saying is, there's only one side that's operating, meaning the city side is functioning on their own. Right. They picking and choosing who they talking to and what services.
What services they rendering and what blight they picking up in what area.
This is not how a city is ran. And also, furthermore, just because Neely is the mayor doesn't mean that you go to him. City council actually is the board, right? They are the ones who are voting on these issues, allocating the dollars, like they saying, right? So when you have like some things that you want to present, you want to take it to city council.
Right.
See, I think Neely be putting those things out as if you got to go through him. You got to talk with him. If you want some of this general fund or this $47 million, you got to have something to present to him.
Well, I'm gonna prove something to him. Watch this. Dial 766-7346. Now that's the mayor's office. Just don't call me. Don't call council people for 1 week. Dial 766-7346 and just report your problem. Now what I do
that number again? You want to say that number?
I got it right here.
766-7346. That's to the mayor's office. I get cell phone calls and then I do three-way calls and help people connect with the right department and we get some things done. But in order to hold the chief executive officer accountable, you need 5 council people. And so if you have 5 council people, sometimes 6, you can get stuff done and you can get your respect. But if you got, say, for instance, Kate Fields, Eva Worthing, and Griggs, they endorsed me, and so did Santino. They ain't been never used to going in and out of a mayor's office. I've been going in and out of mayor's offices since Woodrow Stanley, Don Williamson, Walling, Weaver. And so when you get 3 folks who endorse somebody and they win, and then when Mr. Neely see an opportunity to divide, Now look at who he rolling with. This picture, you say I'm intelligent, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say y'all the mayor. Do you want to roll with me or Griggs? Do you want to roll with me or evil word? All I'm saying is
that's a terrible choice.
No, I mean, because they talk about me so bad.
No, but Griggs ain't no good.
Well, he don't stay in the 6th ward. That concerns me.
That concerns
he don't stay in the 8th ward. He
It
stays in the
doesn't say
6th
that.
ward.
Yeah.
He said under oath he stays 70, 80% of the time with his wife. Everybody knows she stays in the 6th ward. He ain't even qualified to still be an aide. But when I talk about him like that, it's because they talk about me. People tell me what they say. They had a bingo card or something on me on social media. Somebody showed it to me. What? And Griggs and Eva was on there with that bingo card, and they been like, when I say Murdoch or point of order, point of what type of game would two council people be playing? And they don't even know I seen it. I seen it. People showed it to me. So y'all talk about me. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm going to talk about them. I'm just saying the faction of the council that Neely is rolling with and trying to empower, it ain't us.
And why? Right. Why? Because he's moving their agenda.
That was a close election, 7,000 to 7,000.
Come on, let's break it down.
250 people decided the victory. If you look at the precincts, the majority of blacks voted Weaver. Mm-hmm. The margin of victory was certain white folks. Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm telling you, Kate Fields has demonstrated by being president. I wouldn't have voted for her. I didn't vote for her. But she done demonstrated by being president, she ain't as intelligent as I thought she was.
You thought she was intelligent?
Well, they let her teach at U of M. I went to Michigan State though.
Maurice said she has a beautiful mind.
Man, listen.
That's why Maurice is kicked out the 2nd ward.
Well, hopefully, if we get the right council people, you can just communicate, facilitate a meeting, and I'm telling you 100% to you, we done did good work. Yes. We fixed a financial situation.
I agree.
We got emergency managers out. We declared an emergency. This is the same group of 5 hiding in there. It was a council before this. Some of them went, and some of them I wish we had kept them versus some of these. But now we're in a new transition. Right. I'm confident if you look at the 1st ward race, the 2nd ward race, the 5th ward race, the 6th and the 7th. Okay. We could have a strong council. Okay. Now, I didn't mention the 3rd and the 8th.
You did not.
We might can pick up some help there. Now, do you believe I'm the council person in the middle of the election myself? And who am I? Do you believe before we get to November, I'm going to tell people who I like in these wards and who I feel comfortable, who we might can work with?
You said before November?
Yeah, I'll tell you one now.
Yeah.
I want Jerri Winfrey-Carter to win the 5th ward.
You right about that.
Okay.
She gonna win.
I want her to hold that down. That's the ward of Fred Tucker.
Okay.
You got
that ward has always been a black
gentleman
ward.
might be running against her, but she can treat him nice just like I'm gonna treat my opponent nice.
Yeah.
But that don't mean I want him to win.
Understood.
That ward, 5th ward, has been majority black. Black lives matter. Black politicians matter. Black mind thought. Black economic development. Black social media matter. All of that. And the mainstream media ain't gonna portray what we want. So I appreciate y'all. And I'll take a breath. And every week or every 2-3 days, I tell you who I like in these wards. I'm gonna help a couple of them. Now, do you think it's gonna hurt them and help them if I, say what I like? Do you think that hurts you because I like you?
No.
People
I like it's a help.
That's a help.
That's a help.
Yeah.
Right. There's certain people who I like.
Let's go down this real quick. So when we talking about second war, right? So we talked about the first.
Right.
Now second war. We got a race going on in there, right? We got a few people that's popping up. What did y'all take on? First and foremost, we see Maurice lost that second war. Right? Mm-hmm. And I want to backtrack to see you in the second war that's majority black, right? Democratic, some elders. They've been voting for a long time. I think, they have woken up enough where they didn't select Rich Davis. And the reason why I say that is because, Maurice, I know we talked about this, but the thing is this, man. People go off of decisions that you make and how you portray yourself and then the work that you put in. And it's relevant that during that campaign last year, man, we didn't need that type of activity.
Well, the voters voted, and they got 2 black females made it through the primary. Mm-hmm. And so when you look at the way that this council is shaping up, and this is profound, think about it. If Councilwoman Jerri Winfrey-Carter hold the 5th ward, and I predict she might, it's a good chance. Mm-hmm. If Monica Galloway, based upon the primary, hold the 7th ward, that's 2 black females, right? Mm-hmm. If you look at who on the ballot in the 2nd ward and in the 6th ward, it'd probably be another 2 more black females. This will be the first time in the history of the city council that you done had 4 black females. That's the majority persons on the council. Right. Mm-hmm. You look at the 1st ward and the 2nd ward, you look like you might have 2 black males, unless I'm beat 2 black males.
And where?
The first and the third.
I said second, the first and the third. Mm-hmm. But it could be 5 black females if I get taken out in the first. But it looked like maybe 2 black males. Mm-hmm. 1 white male in the 8th. And then, the 4th and 9th, you could have 2 white females. So the council, this new council.
Briggs and Pfeiffer.
Right.
Yeah, okay. But you got Briggs and Pfeiffer in the 8th.
Mm-hmm. We ain't rocking with Griggs. I'm telling you right now, we ain't rocking with Griggs. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we do everything to do to make sure that you ain't there no more.
Yeah.
We should have a hearing and remove Briggs.
Y'all should have been did that.
Well, you need 5 votes.
Okay.
So you keep forgetting 5
votes.
You put a motion on the floor to try to remove Briggs for admitting that he stays 70-80% in the 6th ward. If you don't get 5 votes, you're not going to have a hearing.
But didn't he say it under oath?
Yeah.
So does that benefit the cause or what?
Let's keep watching these next few weeks. We got a garbage investigative hearing. We subpoenaing people right now. Mm-hmm. Ma'am, you didn't know we had subpoena powers here. Yes. You knew we could put people on those. Mm-hmm. So we trying to get to the bottom of this garbage contract. Right. Multi-millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. People wasn't satisfied with the service we got. Mm-hmm. And now we got to pick between 2 companies, and we hearing discrepancy. The people in Neely's administration are saying this company can't start October 1st. They saying they lying, we can. Now they say, we had them mixed up with somebody else. One company say we'll pick up 3 bulk items. We'll pick up 3 bulk items if you set them in front of your yard: a dresser, a couch, and a bed. Okay. The other one saying we'll pick up everything out there. One of them is millions of dollars cheaper than the other over the course of 3 years. And people calling us dysfunctional because we want to swear people in, put them on note, and see which garbage company is the best. Mm-hmm. Now, we want to bring it in-house. I know people with CDL license, and I'm telling you, with the money we spend in contracting out, a garbage truck might run you about $300,000. 10 of them cost $3 million. Mm-hmm. And then you put the people in them, and we've got a garbage special assessment which could pay salaries and pensions from now on once we purchase the trucks. So believe me, I done talked to the union folks about it.
Yeah.
I know things we can do, but you know why I'm finna be quiet right now on this show? Because I've been removed and muted in council meetings for talking.
You talking about
I'm
that?
glad right now the might mute me on Black Lives Matter.
Let's move this towards, you know what I'm saying? Now, we talked about the second ward. I didn't get y'all take on it. You said you got Liddell Lewis and you got Audrey Muhammad.
Sister Audrey Muhammad. I know Sister Audrey Muhammad better for me. And I think I can work with her. I'm just meeting Liddell Lewis. I don't know her.
Okay.
And so I gotta see who I know. But I noticed this. You know, when you go into a room and you're around people, I'll wait to see if they say, how you doing, Councilman Mays? Or just like I'm meeting you for the first time and you say, oh, I like it. If a person is quiet and they gonna work around me and don't speak or do, I don't know for sure how you gonna be when it comes to working together. But I've known Sister Audrey Muhammad for years, and I just feel more comfortable working with her. But at the same time, it's not fair to me to say anything about Liddell because I don't know her. And maybe she'll be just as good, but I know Sister Audrey Muhammad in the second ward best. In the third ward, you got Mr. A.C. Dumas and Quincy Murphy. I know who I want to skip the third. Let's move on to the sixth.
Let's move on. Hey, you and me both gonna get in trouble.
Oh, we won't be involved in that big time third ward, but I want to clear something up. They keep saying the third ward is the largest ward. It's the largest geographically.
Yeah, that's what he
but
said.
You said that all wards is, when they divide it by population.
Right.
And we all have lost
in that ward. Now we got to redistrict because people to move. Then you go to the sixth ward.
Hold on, we still, so the fourth ward, real quick.
I want Kate Fields gone. There's a lady running. I don't know her. I ain't trying to know her.
Judy
Presley.
Judy Presley.
Yeah, but guess what? I give her a shot. It can't be no worse.
Can't worse than
Kate
Fields. I
You
can
know
tell that right now.
people on that council Kate Fields turned against me?
Listen.
I can only imagine.
Black and white.
I can only imagine.
She turned them against me.
Yeah.
And then some of them.
And early on, she was trying to turn, before we got, you know.
But anyway, fourth ward is, maybe we'll come back in the
definitely
later part of September, October. Y'all not gonna get me in trouble trying to tell who I like. And the question
ain't nobody talking about getting you in trouble now, but we do want to get y'all take.
Man, politics can be something. I got beat up once talking politics. I don't even go to rooms no more.
Hey, listen, we got to definitely, because we got our onboarding chapter with BLM grassroots that starts here about 20 minutes. But this was an engaging conversation, and we want to bring y'all back.
Definitely.
So we value y'all conversation.
Definitely.
We support y'all, right?
Absolutely.
And everything that's going on council needs to be said to the public so they know what y'all dealing with. So we're gonna rewind this and we're gonna do this again, right? You know, if y'all with
Absolutely.
Right.
September 16th, everybody is invited. The Hassel Brink is from like 2 to 6. We have vendors, open microphones. If you're a friend and we like you, you can talk. We're going to answer every question about Flint business, politics, and programs that you want answered. Try to have the media there. Come on and hang with us.
We're going to have Fli-City Blackout
town hall meeting. That'll be great.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
And I want to see everybody out on Saturday. Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday we're having a block party in the Fifth Ward, right at
block
Dad's.
party in the Fifth Ward, right there on the corner of Saginaw and Patterson. Yeah.
They got something I'm supposed to go to Saturday about the citizens returning in.
Yeah,
Start the race.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
go.
probably gonna have to leave a little early to go to that too.
I'm gonna rock with you. Hey, we definitely, so we having a block party. We highlighting Dadu's Market right there on Saginaw. Eddie and Danny, man, big shout out to you two. Fifth Ward residents, we want to see everybody out. We want to feature Jerri Winfrey-Carter, who is our councilwoman. But we want to make sure everybody get registered to vote.
That's from 4 to 8. 4 to 8.
Get an understanding of what she's representing. And if you got any questions that you would like to ask her, we need you there. We want to be out there at numbers. Want to make sure we show her support. And you know how much we appreciate what you're doing for the Fifth Ward.
Thank you. I'm out there fighting.
And do we got and then a block party from Sister Audrey Muhammad, right?
September 12th.
September 12th, we'll be getting in the second ward. We want to make sure that we out there supporting Sister Muhammad. We need the whole NOI. Jaleel is going ahead and get the truth ready. But let's make sure that we out there supporting our people and getting behind them. Once again, we need you to vote. It doesn't do us no good when they got good ideas and they fighting on our behalf and we ain't out there voting for them. So make sure y'all get out there and support the effort.
All right.
I think, and any other questions, we'll make sure that we divvy out. Make sure you tune in, subscribe on YouTube, Fli-City Blackout once again. Everybody, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification tab. And then if you'd like to support Black Lives Matter, Fli-City Blackout, we appreciate all the support. So any last closing words?
I don't have to say much. We got some sworn deputies to help me talk better.
Got you.
And we got his back. We ain't gonna make sure it's all strong.
That's right. We got his back.
Speaking with confidence and respect. And everything that Eric does, we're gonna go ahead and relay.
Absolutely.
The best way possible. Any last word?
I just want to say thank you guys for having me on your show.
We appreciate you both.
Yeah, nice meeting you again.
Well, yes.
I mean, we done met, but not on the show, and I ain't never seen the show before. You mad at me?
No.
I'm old, man. I'm old.
Now you can watch. Now you can watch.
You don't see the show here?
I had never seen it. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you.
Yeah. So we will tune in every Wednesday, 6 o'clock.
Thursday.
Every Thursday, 6 o'clock. We change the day. So we wanted to accommodate City Council. That's why we moved it from Wednesday to Thursday.
Can I say God
So we
bless the
appreciate
residents of the city of Flint and be prayerful that we would all stop the violence and stay cool and calm and relax. And don't be slapping nobody's face.
All right.